All right, here we are, another episode of Paramotor, Wichita Paramotor Coast to Coast, brought to you by Light Flight, and Kangook America.
Yes, it
little
is.
Mouthful there, huh?
It is. So today we're going to be talking fly-in etiquette for paramotor events.
Yes. So having your etiquette at a fly-in, in other words, not being a beep.
D-bad, man, D-bad. So all of our pals right now are out at Parajam and Ham. And there was a fly-in around here called Anthony Skyfest that got canceled for today because we have 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds.
Speaking of winds, real quick, if you guys hear the background noise in the microphones, our AC is out.
So all of the windows and doors are open, so we have some airflow.
Yeah, so if you hear a little traffic, stuff like that, don't worry about it. It's situational.
That it is. So, so we're going to talk about fly-in etiquette today.
And then I want to talk about our up-and-coming classes. June 8th through the 18th, we'll have another boot camp here in Wichita, Kansas. We supply the equipment. All you need is good shoes and a sack lunch. We'll go through airspace, emergency management, weather, simulator training, pre-flights, everything that you need. And generally, students, if the weather's doing good, are flying about day 5 or 6. On top of that, we have our ladies only class. Again, another boot camp, May 26th through June 5th. Again, simulator, emergency management, airspace, weather, all the good stuff. Ladies, come join us.
Please, please, please. I need more sisters in the sky.
So we are going to do what we always do. We are going to talk paramotor things with paramotor people about paramotor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. All right. Now, something I want to mention, like I always try to tell people, I produce this show all by myself. And one of these days, I'm going to put up a camera so you can actually see what the studio setup is like. But we have a plethora of buttons, knobs, and doohickeys that we have to use to cue each part of the show. So if I'm ever a little latent or a little off, it's because I suck at this. Anyways.
He doesn't suck at it, and I'm not ignoring you. We don't have a promo team, so I am sharing everything everywhere. So sorry about that. If you tuned in to our previous shows, you know that I kind of usually the camera just sticks on him for the first part of the show. That's why.
That's a cue that the camera should be on me. So, talking about fly-ins, my first fly-in was EFD in Fredonia, Kansas. Absolute blast. I did fly at that first fly-in, but I don't necessarily recommend, if you're in your first year of paramotoring, you probably shouldn't try to go to a fly-in, but don't try to fly it necessarily unless conditions are perfect. There's a lot of chaos in the air. There's a lot to be learned, especially on the LZ with people coming and going. And if you're not on your game, you could be a hazard or become a hazard or get hazarded. So, the first time I went to the fly-in, it was just, I couldn't believe how everybody was so cool with each other. You see a lot of crap on the internet, people talking back and forth, but at a fly-in, everybody's buddies. And it's a really, really good time to, learn about your friends, learn more about paramotoring. There's lots of vendors and stuff there, so, you can check out gear, demo wings, all kinds of cool stuff. So if you're new or looking to get into paramotor and you've got a fly-in near you, go check it out, run around, talk to pilots, Maybe you can catch a tandem with somebody who's got a FAA waiver, that kind of thing. But, fly-ins we kind of live for them as paramotor pilots, because this is the one time we can all get together from all different places and all different orientations of flying. You'll have the low and slow guys. Oh, excuse me, got to set my chair better. You'll have the low and slow guys. You'll have the acro guys. You'll have all kinds of different paramotor disciplines. So if you get a chance to go to check out a fly-in, you totally should. So, but what do you think, Joe? Are you almost done?
Yeah, talk classes.
Talk classes. Okay. So with our up and coming classes, we provide everything. Again, we've got one June 8th through the 18th. That's a standard boot camp. Like I said in the beginning of the show, we will do ground school. That includes motor maintenance, emergency management, weather, airspace, pre-flights, how to choose gear, how to size yourself for gear, all kinds of cool stuff. And in fact, since we mentioned that, I actually have something queued up here. So if you want to learn more about paramotor and you want to maybe fly in the Midwest, come check us out at Wichita Paramotor. Join us at Wichita Paramotor to become part of one of the fastest growing extreme hobbies in the country today. Wichita Paramotor is a full-service training academy where you train on our equipment and maximize your fun and safety. With a full ground school, mechanical simulator, and USPPA certified instructor, we give you all the tools you need to get in the air quickly and safely. Come hang out with us this summer and embark on the adventure of a lifetime. You got it all inside of you. Join us on the web at wichitaparamotor.com or call us directly at 316-990-0482.
We're back. Well, kind of. There we go.
Join us at Wichita Paramotor.
So we are back, and I'm done doing all my promo good kid stuff. So we are going to jump right into fly-in etiquette. We're going to start with our general safety rules.
You got to let me. So talk about it so I can pull up the file.
All right, he's going to pull up the file while I do it. So we really do produce all of this ourselves, so that's the delay. So our general safety rules are pretty basic. We are going to talk a little bit about that. So the first rule is head on a swivel. Pay attention. There are a lot of people. There are vehicles from ground crew and new arrivals and departures. There are spectators everywhere. There are air bosses everywhere. Paramotor community really likes our one wheels and electric scooters and our trikeys and our different little wheeled apparatus that let us get all the way up and down all over the field. So ATVs, that kind of thing. So Just pay attention. You be aware of your surroundings. If you're a pilot, obviously it means looking out for other pilots. If you are a spectator, it means kind of watching, make sure you're not blocking any traffic and, watching where you're going. Rule number 2 is hydrate. Take care of yourself. So make sure that you're hydrating, you're eating, you're wearing your SPF, and you're dressing appropriately for the weather. That's going to include rain gear, wear layers because weather changes a lot. And plus, if you get sunburned, you're going to want to cover that burn up. So a lot of us like the UVB or the swimwear long sleeve stuff that is UV blocking. Definitely recommend. It is surprisingly cool. I own a few. So I like them a lot.
Look good in them too.
Thank you. And then our rule number 3 is beware the Dunning-Kruger effect. So what that means for paramotor pilots is you need to be wholly aware of your own skills and not try to match the skills of someone who has hundreds more flights than you, who maybe is a little bit more into acro and some kind of stunt piloting. We see it with paramotors, and this happens at every fly-in, every time we fly. And what it is everybody is para-waiting. So we are sitting around, we're just waiting for the conditions to be right that we can take off, for the thermals to die off, or whatever. And there's always got to be that one daredevil guy, right? It's like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going for it. So he will take off, and as soon as he gets up into the air, as soon as he has a successful launch, everybody else wants to go fly. Like, oh, he did it. Let's go. So if you are, for example, with you and I, you're my instructor. You have hundreds of flights. I'm a new pilot. I have like 12 flights as of today. So between the two of us, if you take off, I should probably wait a little bit and make sure that it's safe for me. And you actually do what you call safety flights. So you'll go up and do a flight and then come back down and tell us if the air is good.
Well, safety flights are very important because we're trying to make sure the air is good for other pilots, especially like when I'm putting up new guys, that kind of thing. Somebody you generally call out, it's good. And then, you can go get some, but there is always that sacrificial pilot.
Yeah. So that's the Dunning-Kruger effect. So just be aware of that. And then we have listened to the air bosses. So the air bosses are kind of the directors, air traffic control organizers. They are the ones in charge of everybody's safety. So, and we'll
shout out for air bosses.
Yay! So we'll be discussing them here momentarily, but listen to the air bosses and attend your pilot briefings. Every day of a fly-in, there should be a briefing that talks about issues that have come up, that talks about traffic, that talks about what we're doing today. The air bosses will give you weather details and any changes that are coming up. So, and then for spectators, air bosses will kind of direct you where it's safe to be. So we want to listen to our air bosses. And then we have specifically for paramotor pilots, especially new paramotor pilots, we have, there are no exceptions to FAR 103. Okay. You can't take up a passenger without a waiver. You can't buzz over large gatherings of people. That includes the spectators. So no exceptions to FAR 103 during a fly-in. Remember that. And finally, we have respect the environment. So what that means is there are still trees. There is still wind. We don't buzz livestock. We don't buzz wildlife. We don't kick owls. We
owl kicker.
We generally speaking, foot dragging, water, tall grass, crops is dangerous. And frankly, you shouldn't be foot dragging through corn and wheat fields anyway, because that is someone's livelihood and that is just rude. So respect the environment, and those are our basic safety rules. So since many of our viewers are new to the sport, maybe not flying yet, let's go to our spectator rules now, and then we'll talk about what air bosses are and what their role is. So there are 8 basic rules to having a great time, having a lot of fun at a fly-in. Rule number 1 is stay off of the LZ. So stay out of the landing zone. There are spinning blades. There are wings everywhere. There's people running everywhere. At a fly-in, there's a lot of that going on. So stay out of the LZ. And on that note, we get to rule number 2, which is keep your children supervised. That includes your pets. So you want to make sure there's a lot going on. It's sensory overload. It's exciting and everybody wants to be a part of it, but it is not safe for them to be around spinning blades. It is not safe for them to get wrapped up or tripped up in somebody's lines or wing. It's not safe for them to get accidentally, run over by a one wheel or a scooter or whatever the case is. So
Right.
supervise the children, supervise the pets. If your pet doesn't do loud noises well, this is not a place for them. They are not going to have a good time. You're going to end up needing a Thunder shirt, some CBD gummies, and probably just ended up having to leave because your poor pet's going to be miserable. Same goes for little bitty kids. If they start having a bad time, you're not going to have a good time.
Oh, and real quick, type 1 in the comments if you've ever been to a fly-in.
Yes. Yes, please. So rule number 3, listen to the air bosses. We talked a little bit about this in the safety rules. Same thing applies. The air bosses are there for safety, and they're also there to make sure everybody has a good time. They will talk to you. They will answer all the questions that you have. They'll help direct you to somebody that can answer even more questions, and they're there for safety. So sometimes the wind changes, and where you were that wasn't in the landing zone is now in the landing zone. So that you might get asked to move. It's not because you're in the way. Well, it is kind of because you're in the way. It's not because you're annoying. It's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because conditions have changed. And now for safety, we need you to go over there. And that's okay. It's not personal. Just listen to the air bosses. They're there to make sure that you stay safe and have a good time. And that brings us to rule number 4, which is, he's going to fix my hair, is do not stop on the road. This goes to fly-ins, and anytime you see a paramotorist flying, don't stop on the shoulder, don't stop in the middle of the road, do not stop in the road. That causes a safety hazard for traffic and for you. You don't want to get rear-ended because somebody else was looking out their windshield at the people flying and not watching the fact that they were off the road and on a rear-end course for you.
Well, and like I kind of learned this lesson. Do you remember when I used to drop little parachute guys to people on the ground?
I do.
So one of our landing zones, our LZs, was right next to a highway, a major highway here in Kansas called 400 or Kellogg. And there was a large hedgerow, so you couldn't see us land and take off, but you could see us coming in, coming out, and flying. And so there was a bunch of cars parked off to the side, and I saw a guy out there, and he's standing next to his car. So I pulled a little parachute guy out of my chest bag and wrapped him up and kind of flew low and lined up and dropped him, and I missed. And the little parachute guy landed in the middle of the road. Now, thank God he looked to make sure traffic was clear.
Right.
But he ran out to the highway to pick up the little parachute guy.
Yeah.
And I realized right then that wasn't a good idea. I could have really, gotten him hurt. And in FAR 103, it talks about don't drop things from your paramotor that could cause a hazard. That was hazardous, and I haven't really dropped any parachute guys since then.
Yeah. Now at fly-ins, there will be a designated area for pilots to drop things. So for the kids typically, and they usually are like little candy bars on parachutes. So there are opportunities for that, but those are very specific events that the air boss can give you more information about. And I've never been to a fly-in where the spectators are charged. It's always free to watch.
Yeah.
It's always free to watch.
Yeah.
So if you see us flying and you're on the road, come join us. Come park in the parking lot. Please don't stop on the road. That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And then we have rule number 5, which is share the space. This relates to parking lots in some ways. You don't want to block any of the egresses to the landing zone. You want to make sure the pathways and the parking lots are clear. So if somebody needs in or out, you're not causing a big old traffic jam. So it's just about sharing the space appropriately. We want to be safe when we're out there, right? So
Right.
park in an orderly fashion. Don't block the road. Don't stand at the one and only in and out for the landing zone, like clear path so people can get past you. Especially after landing, because those motors are hot, even when they're off. We've been flying around and buzzing the air, and it's a combustion engine, so it's hot. So give us a little bit of berth so nobody gets burned, please.
Yeah, exhaust will take skin off real quick.
Oh yeah. And then we're back to taking care of yourself. Wear your SPF, drink lots of water, make sure you eat something, don't be starving yourself, and dress appropriately for the weather. And then we have shop the vendors, because most of the time, they're going to have t-shirts, they're going to have goodies, it's usually mostly paramotor related, but it's usually not all paramotor related. So at least spend some time talking to them. Give them a little bit of patronage, even if you don't spend any money, but that helps support the event, which means that you can come back and do the event the next time it's put on.
Well, and vendors are very important when it comes to fly-ins, because they help fund the fly-in, and all the things that go into it. Vendors pay fees, and those fees go towards that fly-in and setting up the next one for the next year.
Yeah.
So patronize your vendors. I mean,
and like in Endless Foot Drag, we've had scout troops that sold water, and sold pop. So you can still bring your own. Don't get me wrong, but spend a couple bucks and buy a pop from them, or buy a bottle of water or something. And then our last rule is actually just a fun rule: wave at everyone. If they're flying overhead, make big waves. If they're buzzing by you on a one wheel, make a little, finger salute, 2-finger salute, whatever the case is. But wave at everybody, because everybody's here to have a good time. They want to say hi. So wave at everyone. Wave. Yay. Okay. Next, we have our air bosses. So we keep talking about our air bosses. Now we're going to tell you what an air boss actually is. So an air boss has a role, and air bosses in this sport are typically volunteers. They are generally asked by the organizers to join in. So their job is airspace management. So they are looking to make sure that everybody can get into the air and get up there safely. They're choreographing the competitions like kiting wars and foot drags and spot landings and all the competitions that we do to show off our paramotor skills. They are kind of choreographing how that's happening, where it's happening, when it's happening. They're also choreographing the land zone, and the landing zone. I say choreographing because that's basically what it is. It's you take off. No, you wait. You take off. Now you. Okay, now it's your turn. So they're guiding traffic, so everybody gets up into the air safely with minimal rotor from the guy who's 10 feet in front of you.
Right, they're air traffic control in a sense.
Yeah, they totally are. And then they do safety enforcement, which I totally spelled wrong. They do safety enforcement and briefings. And so that's going to be your pilot briefings. And then if they've told everybody, hey, no kiting without gloves, and they catch you kiting with gloves, you're in trouble.
Without gloves.
Without gloves, sorry. If they say no kiting without gloves, and they catch you kiting without gloves, they're going to say something. You're going to put your gloves on, and you're going to follow the rules. Because they're not there to be mean to you. They're there to make sure you stay safe, and nobody wants to see you get stitches because you didn't put your stupid gloves on.
Again, they're not meanie heads.
They're not meanie heads. They are actually
can be
there.
Meanie heads if you make them do so.
We need them to have a little bit of that edge when it comes down to it. Most of the time, we all kind of know what we're doing, and we try to stay safe anyway. But these are the guys that help make sure and sort of remind us, and maybe say, hey, aren't you like a PPG-1? Maybe you don't fly yet. They're going to help you with that Dunning-Kruger effect. And then they are also communicating with pilots, they are communicating with instructors, and they're communicating with ground crew and spectators. And we'll get to ground crew in a minute, but they are keeping communications open with everybody. They're talking to organizers, they're talking to local air traffic, they are talking to local authorities as needed. They're doing everything. They're kind of coordinating all of that because all that ties back into safety and fun. And finally, I guess I kind of did it all. So that is what an air boss does. And that is, now again, air bosses are typically volunteers. They're generally asked by our...
They're always volunteers as far as I know.
I believe so, yeah. And there's not a set training for them for paramotor fly-ins. There is some training available for larger fly-ins, but for training there is not. And then we're going to talk a little bit about vendor etiquette. So if you are a vendor at an event, especially if you are not paramotor related, we've got 5 little rules for you. So the first one is be patient. If we're up in the air, we're not shopping, and neither are any of the spectators. So just be patient. Bring shade. You'll be fine. Be patient. The second one is no sales during briefings. We want everybody to be at the briefings and paying attention. So don't try to be doing it. Like, they need the pilots, the spectator, everybody needs to step away and attend the briefing and actually pay attention. So we're not doing sales during briefings. Realistically, at most of these events, you could shut down your booth and go join the briefing.
And a lot do.
Everyone's going to be there, so...
And a lot of time the vendors are pilots, so when people are flying, they're flying. So
absolutely. And then the third one is kind of basic for everything, and that is follow the organizer guidelines, the event guidelines, the rules, the local rules, and the applicable laws. Yeah. So, I mean, that's going to mean, like, obviously it's sales tax and stuff like that, but it's also like, hey, you can't sell knives here. Then don't try to sell knives. Don't break the rules. Just do what you're supposed to be doing.
And if you're an alcohol vendor, get your appropriate alcohol licensing. That way, not everybody gets in trouble, Because one thing I do know is paramotor people like to drink.
Yeah, they do. We'll get to that. And then the fourth one is... The fourth rule is kind of a personal pet peeve for me because I've been a vendor event organizer, and this is just irritating as all get out. Do not write down early. The event ends at a set time. They're going to tell you, like, hey, we're shutting up shop at 5 p.m. Do not start packing up at 3:30 or 4. You go until 5. Everybody's going to be shopping until 5. And your customers are not going to spend money with you if they feel like you're trying to hurry and get away from them.
Well, and you can miss sales. I mean, a lot of times, you're packing up. I better buy that stuff now. Or we're about to close. I better buy that stuff now. I mean, it's...
Yeah, but if you've already packed it away because the event, they thought they had until 5, and you're shutting down at 3:30, 4 o'clock, you have to be patient here. This is not you're not going to have steady traffic all day. You're going to have no traffic early in the morning. You're going to have no traffic early at night when everybody is flying. You're going to have no traffic during the briefing, and the rest of the time, you don't have anything better to do but to come hang out with you.
Well, so and on top of that, if one vendor starts packing up, everybody starts packing up, and it's not cool.
And like, I got to be honest, as an event coordinator, if you are a vendor at one of my events and you start packing up early, you will never be invited back. I will cut you off. You will not be allowed to come back. It ruins the event. It's just... Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Don't pack up early. And finally, our last rule is more of kind of a rule of thumb, but be prepared to take multiple forms of payment. Accept cash, accept cards, have stuff like Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, whatever, so that people can pay you in the way that's most convenient. Most of the times when we are out here at these little airfields, there are no ATMs. So you're going to miss sales if you don't have a way for them to pay you with their debit card, or, if you're only, or send you a Cash App or something. Because if you're only taking cash, they're going to have to go get in their car, drive all the way into town. We aren't in town. We can't fly over town. So they're going to have to get in their car, drive all the way into town, go to the ATM, and hope that they get back there before you're broken down and done.
Well,
So,
and there might be that really cool shirt that you want, that person wants. It's happened to me. There's that thing. I'm ready to buy it, and I can't pay you.
and I don't have time to go to the store. So by the time I remember it, the event's over. Honestly.
Yeah.
So strongly recommend from a business standpoint, as small business owners and as event coordinators, accept multiple forms of payment. It is in your best interest. All right.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about ground crew, because we've mentioned them, and we're going to talk a little bit about them. So ground crew are the people that will come and help you when you motor out or have an outlanding, or need a little help getting your stuff off the field. So the first rule for a ground crew is keep your truck bed clear, because you might have to go pick somebody up and you need to have room to stick them in the bed of the truck with their motor and their wing, which may or may not be stuffed into a sack.
Happened to me.
Yes, it has, and I've been your ground crew.
Yeah, and I mean, as a paramotor pilot, you will motor out at some time. There is absolutely no question of that. You are going to motor out.
Yeah, I motored out, and
just,
you came to me on a four-wheeler, so.
Yeah, it's just a question of when.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
It's motor out.
But it happens to everybody. It's going to happen. This is a mechanical machine. It's going to fail at some point.
Yeah, they're mechanical devices. They will break down.
Absolutely.
And, fortunate for our sport, we don't fall out of the sky if the motor stops. We have a nice, quiet landing.
Yeah.
But then
now we're just free flight paragliders.
Yeah, then we got to have somebody come pick us up.
Yeah. Or walk a really long way, and you don't want to do that. And then we have and kind of on that note, is know where the aid kits are. And that's going to include the tool kit. It's going to include extra fuel for, especially during a fly-in, because everybody's going to be like, oh my God, where's the fuel? I need more fuel. Knowing where that stuff is going to be beneficial to everybody around you. And then know where the first aid kit is, just in case. If you are CPR first aid certified, all the better. But know where the kits are, so that if something goes down, you know where to go and grab the tools that you need to take care of that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, everybody, there'll be first aid kits there on the fly-in for sure. But if you're going to fly-ins, take your first aid kit. You never know. I mean, it's
we fly with
have too many than not enough.
Yeah, we fly with IPACs, with individual first aid kits that are attached to our motors. We actually sell them on our website, so they are available there. The next rule of ground crew is, surprise, surprise, listen to the air bosses and the briefings. So we've been over that a few times, but yeah, no, you got to do that too. Even if you're not flying, it's a thing you got to do. You got to pay attention.
Well, and the air bosses might organize with you a little bit if it is, they need to go pick somebody up. So
absolutely, you're probably going to have radios. A lot of times you'll have radios. Some people might have your cell phone number. Air bosses might. Some of the pilots might. So that if they do motor out, they can get a hold of you and say, hey, I'm in the field a mile down the road. Can you come get me, please? Because I ran out of gas.
There's cows.
There's cows, and I ran out of gas. I've done that. Somebody else did cows.
Yeah.
I did not do the cows. I landed away from the cows.
I have not dealt with cows yet.
And then we have the final one is where your hive is. So the high vis are that lets the pilot see you from the air. We have discovered, for our purposes at least, the orange high vis is more visible from the air than the yellow high vis.
Or the green.
The high vis green. So the orange high vis is better for visibility from the air. But where your high vis, so that the pilots know who you are, the air bosses can spot you. Because again, there's a couple hundred people there, so they're going to be looking for, where's my ground crew? Oh, I see the vest. That's my guy. I need my guy. So where your hive is, visibility is safety.
Yep. And don't forget, if you've ever been to a fly-in, type 1 in the comments.
Yes, please.
Let us know. We're watching the live chat, so if you have any questions or anything like that, hit us up.
Absolutely. And now we are on to our pilots. This is the part you've all been waiting for. Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Oh, he has a drum roll. So our pilots, there are basic rules for pilots. The first rule, the most important rule, the FAR 103 rule, the paramotor rule of all time to rule all things is D-bad.
Don't. Let's say it together.
Don't be a dick. D-bad. Don't be that guy.
You know,
Because he used to be named for that guy, but he threw a fizzy fit, so now it's don't be a dick. But yeah, don't be bad, man. Be cool.
pay attention. Have some respect for other people. You're not the
And
only one on the
wildlife,
field.
owl kicker, and
Owl kicker.
yeah. So just don't be buzzing around flying like a dip.
You're not the only one out there. This flying isn't for you. It's for everybody to enjoy. And, you know, having proper etiquette and being smart about what you're doing and respecting others is what this game is all about.
Absolutely. And DBAT applies to every time you ever fly ever. And really, it should just be like a life rule all the time. Rule number 2. Guess what that is? It is attend all the briefings and heed the air bosses. So we've been over that. So again,
I don't know if you see a theme here.
Maybe you do, but the air bosses are going to they're going to help you set up. They're going to tell you where you should set up. They're going to tell you what direction you should be setting up in. The safety briefings, the pilot briefings are going to give you information about changing weather, changing rules, changing situations. It's attend to all of the briefings. And in some fly-ins, you can't fly if you didn't come to the briefing.
Yeah, and air bosses are the law, okay? They're the cops of the situation. And just like a cop, they don't want to get nasty, but if you make them, they will. Pay attention.
Because we are a self-governed sport, and they are our governors at fly-ins.
Well, and again, like I said, the fly-in isn't for you. It's for you and everybody else.
Exactly. So rule number 3 is be patient. There are 200, like at Endless Foot Track, there's 200 people trying to get up into the air at once. You don't get to just go whenever you feel like it. You will have to wait your turn.
The first time I saw that, I'm telling you, absolute chaos. I was like, holy crap. It even scared me. I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah. I was taking pictures at your first one, and I had to like change where I was standing because I was catching so much rotor off of everybody's motors because they're all taking off for like 250 yards in front of me, and I'm just catching all this wind in my face, a bunch of dirt and stuff, grass and whatnot flying back at my lens. So yeah, be patient. That's a thing. And then we have rule number 4, which kind of goes back to our first safety rule, which is pay attention, head on a swivel. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of other people in the air, especially when you are in the air. There are a lot of other people in the air with you, and you need to know where they are so you don't accidentally tip touch when you didn't mean to, or, wing walk somebody that wasn't expecting it, or...
I have to say the joke. So I had only had, 30 flights or so, and my instructor and I are out flying, and he comes in close and he gives the signal, and I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. And he comes in and he boom, touches my wing. I get a little rocky rock, and he goes off on his way. And then when we landed, I ran up to him and I was like, holy crap, does this mean we're dating? And he's like, no, it was just the tip.
It's just the tip. Yeah, so pay attention. There's a lot going on. And also, you don't want to be the only guy still in the air when everybody else paid attention to the weather and landed.
I'm never going to live this down.
You scared the crap out of me, so no, you're not. So rule number 5, moving on, is no low acro. For crying out loud. There are people with less skill than you. There are people who are spectating. There are people who don't know what's going on. They just live nearby. Do not do acrobatics. Low at a fly-in. That's not the time or place for it. No.
Here's the thing. Low acro in general is absolutely stupid. There's no reason for it. It always, goes along with showing off, and I can't express enough. I know there's going to be people that argue with me, but low acro right now is the #1 killer of paramotor pilots. There is absolutely no reason for it whatsoever.
Yeah, if you can do it at 100 feet or 200 feet, you can do it at 600 feet or 800 feet or 1,000 feet. It's still acro. You don't need to be doing it low. Don't do low acro at a fly-in. That is not the time or place for it. Let me say that again. Do not do low acro at a fly-in. That is not the time or the place for it.
And the other part of that is a lot of these guys that do low acro, they do it downwind.
Yeah.
So it increases the energy of everything that could go bad. Yeah. And do not. And here's the other thing. If you're going to do acro, don't do it directly over the LZ. Go off a little bit where people can still see you, but you've got your own space.
Yeah, most fly-ins are going to have a launch and leave policy, so you shouldn't be flying over or around the LZ unless you're landing or launching. So that's not the case at every fly-in, which is why it's not on the general paramotor pilot rules, but most times it's launch and leave. It's get out of the way so everybody else can play and have fun. And then the last rule is do not drink and fly. No drinking and flying, no drinking and flying, no drinking and flying, no drinking and flying. You can drink after you land. And we usually do. There are campfires and there is a lot of booze. But do not drink and fly. You fly first, then drink. That's how it works.
Yeah. Don't go.
You're still operating a motor vehicle. It's an ultralight aviation motor vehicle, but it is still operating a motor vehicle. Don't drink and fly. Don't drink and drive.
Smoke pot right before you launch. Don't be smoking pot in the air. Don't take your little disposable vape up and be puffing while you're flying. Come on, people.
Did you really just do that?
I did. It was an accident.
Mine is a perfectly legal tobacco vape. Which is super not good for me, so don't do that. Okay, and the last graphic that we're going to talk about is the final rule. The ultimate rule to end all rules. There are only 3 at every fly-in, and they are... He's going to show you. They are have fun. Let everyone else have fun. Have fun with everyone.
Yeah. Again, these are community events.
Yeah, and this is a great community to hang out with. Like, everybody has a good time. In person, we're all really nice to each other, even when we're a little snarky online. So these are community events, and they're not just for the pilots. They're for our families. They're for spectators. They're for the communities that host us, that are gracious enough to let us come fly around and land at their Pizza Hut like Fredonia does. And Fredonia is very gracious. They let us take over their airport for a week. And I mean take over. Like their runway is full of campers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I mean, some of their little town economy is kind of based off of us, because we come in, we spend a lot of money, we use the businesses, people get their tires changed, we go to the liquor store, we go to the local fast foods, we buy tons of fuel.
Yeah.
I mean,
And we have a lot of fun, and it's kind of an unspoken rule in the paramotor community that when we're in a new community when we're in a community that's hosting an event for us, we go shop the town. It's, do I really need to go to the Ace Hardware in small town backwoods somewhere? Probably not, but I'm going to go there and find something, even if it's just a stupid keychain, because I'm going to spend some money.
And when you go to a fly-in, do participate in the local businesses. Go to the restaurants. Go get some food. Go to the gas station.
And the local community events, because in some cases, like we're gonna go back to Endless Foot Drive because that is the closest event to us here. But at EFD, the community takes turn feeding us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
and we
fantastic.
can fly to their
Good
farms
food.
and hang out and fly, and it's good food. So, participate, have some fun. And, we don't always get to do this stuff. We don't, our everyday flights don't usually land at somebody's barn where they've got live music and hamburgers.
Right.
So those are the rules of fly-in. That is fly-in etiquette with Wichita Paramotor.
And again, it'll fly in. Just remember, this event isn't just for you. It's for everybody that's out there enjoying it. So be part of the community, have fun, be respectful, pay attention to the authorities that are there running the event, and fly your ass off.
Or have fun watching them fly.
Right.
So with that, we are going to talk a little bit about our sponsors. Ta-da! We have Kanguk America. They are one of our sponsors. They are, we fly Kanguks personally. Kanguks are modular paramotor frames that can be fit to, I believe currently he's fitting them to Vitarazi motors,
just about every motor out there.
Yeah, he can fit them to just about anything.
Corsairs, you've got a favorite motor, they can hook it up to a Kanguk. So Kanguk America is one of the leaders in paramotor manufacturing. They sell paramotors, trikes, parts, quads, everything you could actually need to get into the air. They're the forefront of the design process, assemble it in 2 minutes. They are constructed in a Canada factory and built by pilots for pilots. They have swing arm options, 3 throttle options, 3 harness options, 5 different frames, and 4 diameters, including the XD1 140, which is one really popular right now. It's a 61 T6 aviation grade aluminum or titanium. The sky is the limit with engine choices, and Kanguk has taken that to heart. Light is right. So
absolutely,
the people that put these motors together are skilled craftsmen, and they are pilots and love to fly. So if you need a paramotor, go to kangukamerica.com, mention Wichita Paramotor, and you might get a surprise.
Absolutely. Our other sponsor is Light Flight, right here on our little banner.
Lightflight.us is the Midwest importer for Vitarazi motors and parts. Vitarazi approved props. And the Vitarazi MY25s have dropped Atom 80, EFI, Moster 185, Factory R, and Cosmos 300. So if you're looking for a good, reliable engine to fly on your paramotor, go check out lightflight.us for Vitarazi, everything Vitarazi, and to get Vitarazi. On top of that, they have all the maintenance kits for your hourly maintenance. And you can get props, helmets, throttles, harnesses, strobes, apparel, and paramotor covers, and everything else in between. So again, if you are looking for Vitarazi parts, or need stuff to service your Vitarazi, check out lightflight.us. Again, let them know that Wichita Paramotor sent you, because there might be a surprise.
Indeed. And if you are looking for training, you can always train with us. But if you want to find somebody a little bit closer to you, we encourage you to go to the usppa.org, go to the menu that says training, click on that, click find a school. You will find us on that list, but you can also sort that by state and figure out who is closest to you. Now, we train all 50 states. We're listed as just Kansas because that's where we're actually located, but we will train you wherever you want us to go, just because Leo wants to travel everywhere and fly all 50 states. So he'll just come to you and train you whenever you feel like it.
So yeah, if you're looking to find an instructor in your area, go to the All States tab, choose your state, or you can search an instructor by name. And again, we're on that front page list, so come check us out. Also, they have the magazine. So when you become a member of the USPPA, of course, this is going to make me sign in. There we go. Why is it doing that?
He does that every time, too.
Every time. And no, I've lost it. I've lost it completely.
Anyway.
So they've got the magazine. When you become a member of the USPPA.
Yeah. And if you want to learn more about trading, you want to shop canned good products, you want to shop light pipe products, you want to find an IFAC, you want to buy a shirt like mine. Today's shirt says Wimpy Weather Club. Let me move my braid. Oh, wrong braid. Oops, sorry. Wimpy Weather Club. Ha ha ha. You've got a little goofy windsock. Stand up so you can see a little silly windsock. So, Wimpy Weather Club. So, if you want to shop t-shirts, you want to shop merch, you want to shop cool stuff that we fly with, you want to shop stuff that we don't fly with, like just that we wear, go to www.wichitaparamotor.com. We have training options there. Our classes are listed. We have Kanga products there. We have light flight products there. We have an FAQ, what is paramotoring? We have learn to fly with confidence and professional paramotor training. Our training options are the beginner training, the advanced pro coaching, and then some intensive training programs. A little bit about meet your instructor and paramotor equipment and gear. Join the community. You can hang out with us and talk stuff. Show them the first aid kits at the top. And then our phone numbers at the bottom there is 316-990-0482. That number again is 316-990-0482. He's going to show you here. These are our IFACs. These are put together. We are on YouTube, so we're kind of censored, but it's the OSH kit. And it comes in multiple colors. That is everything. You can pause the video there and see there's a tourniquet, there's shears, there's compression gauze, there's tape, there's bandages of different sizes, there are prep pads, there are cleaning pads, there is an airway chest thingy, there's a chest seal, there's tweezers, there are ace bandages and self-adhesive rolls in there. There's a couple of safety pins. There is a special bandage in them that has, there's a burn compression bandage, but there's also a brace that can be used to splint. There's a splint roll in there that can be cut to size and used to splint. So, and then you have our little shopping kit there. You can check out our t-shirts, the motors. There's all the Kanguks. So that has has all of our products. We now carry kitingharness.com harnesses. So we have the Cape Free harness and we have the silver harness. We also have the APCO and the Dudek kiting harnesses. And we have some fun stuff, like those are some patches that he's showing me there. So you can get your first flight, your first prop break, the time you turtled. Get a Wichita Paramotor patch, show your support. I bought that watch right there for Leo.
It's awesome.
It is. It's an altimeter. It's a little bit of everything. We also have props, trike frames, the whole 9 yards. So WichitaParamotor.com. You can always find us there, and we have a new music video for you.
Oh yeah. Let me give me a second here. Let me pull this up.
So he always plays his favorite song.
Can I play it first, and then we play yours, or?
Okay, we can play yours first.
Okay,
so
we can play
this
mine
is the
first.
song you guys know and love. You've heard it before. This is the Wichita Paramotor song. And he is pulling that up now. And here we
Almost there. Almost there.
Almost there. We're gonna go.
Racing sun, catch me flying in the evening. In the LZ, touchdown, air wheezing. Racing through the field, hay bales on weaving. Wake up, check the weather, air flights needed. Touchdown with the toe, keep in the air. We don't ever miss a chance to get up in the air. We don't ever miss a chance to get up in the air. Wichita, baby, we don't ever miss a chance. And we really up in Wichita. Soaring through the sky, baby, see the stars. I'm just foot dragging through the field, baby. I'm just slaloming through the bales, baby. It's Wichita. Soaring through the sky, baby, see the stars. I'm just foot dragging through the field, baby. I'm just slaloming through the bales, baby. Man, I had a motor out, ran it out of gas. Gotta walk back to the hangar now. Wichita, baby, flying at 1,000 feet, touchdown in the field, had a motor out. Wake up, check the weather, air flights needed. Touchdown with the toe, keep in the air. We don't ever miss a chance to get up in the air. We don't ever miss a chance to get up in the air. Wichita, baby, we don't ever miss a chance. And we really up in Wichita. Soaring through the sky, baby, see the stars. I'm just foot dragging through the field, baby. I'm just slaloming through the bales, baby. It's Wichita. Soaring through the sky, baby, see the stars. I'm just foot dragging through the field, baby. I'm just slaloming through the bales, baby. Man, we really up in Wichita. Soaring through the sky, baby, see the stars. I'm just foot dragging through the field, baby. I'm just slaloming through the bales, baby. It's Wichita. Soaring through the sky, baby, see the stars. I'm just foot dragging through the field, baby. I'm just slaloming through the bales, baby.
So,
all right. So that's the song you know and love.
yeah, and let everybody know that's seen the show for the first time. That is actually us on the fields flying. That is our crew and us having an absolute blast. As you can see, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's actual footage from Wichita Paramotor. Our next video is also actual footage from Wichita Paramotor. It's more footage from Wichita Paramotor. And so we are going to play our new one called Cruising the Plains at 300 feet. Ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Soaring through the sky, baby, see the stars. I'm just foot.
I got three things going on at once.
Hang on. Here we go.
Hold on. Hold on.
We're coming back. Hold on.
I'm
We're
fighting
still
it. I'm fighting a battle here. There's a battle.
We're battling the technology. Will we win? Tune in to see more. On today's episode of Fighting the Tech.
There we go.
There you go.
Bring that down. Bring this up.
Gotta figure it all out, you know.
Go.
Okay, here we go.
Check the weather, winds are smooth. Grab my gear, headed to the LZ. Got a wing and motor ready to move. Flight suit on and my helmet strapped. Wings delta and I'm in my groove. A little fired up with a full tank. Do my final check and my soul is soon. Legs, belly, chest, and then I trim my brakes free. Running off into the sunset, cruising the plains at 300 feet. I'll take every flight I can get. Drop down in a hayfield, foot drag around the bales. Can't memory. Sky is butter and winds at my tail. Watch the sun dip below the line. Wing around for an approach route. L8 is clear and it's time. Touchdown like a ferry, it's true. Legs belly check, 10 minutes till my brakes free. Landing soft and faded like cruising the phase at 300 feet. Checking ready for my next Dew is hovering in the gray morning. Back at the LZ for Great Star. Best way to wake engine roaring. Got a sunrise around me in my sky car. Legs belly check, 10 meters till my brakes free. Taking off, start my day right. Cruising the plains at 300 feet. Sunrise is the beautiful sight. Landing soft as the dew dries. Fresh sky, open up my eyes. Touch and go. Come on, guys. Let's go for another flight. Wichita Paramotor, J-Live flight. Let's go for another flight.
So that is the new Paramotor song.
That is Cruising the Plains at 300 feet. And
That was a lot of fun.
That was a
You
lot
did
of
a
fun.
good job on that.
Thank you. I wrote the lyrics for that one. To be fair, they're AI. We wrote the lyrics for both songs, but the musical arrangement was done by AI. Although I think I could probably sing Cruising the Plains.
You probably could.
Yeah.
She can sing, folks, I promise. So,
He never lets anyone forget it either.
right. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I know it was a chaotic show and we had some technical difficulties, but you stuck through it. You're still here. You made it to the other side.
And we appreciate you.
So thank you to everybody out there. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also, if you are on the Facebook side, visit us on YouTube. If you are on the YouTube side, visit us on Facebook. And
Absolutely. And be sure you share it. Like, sharing helps us the most. So share it with your friends, share it with anybody you know of who's thinking about paramotoring, share it with anybody you know of who does paramotor and wants to go to fly-ins, wants to be an air boss. Share lots of times.
Yep. And we like the comments. Good or bad, talk to us. We want to know what you're thinking out there. We put a lot of work into this show, and if there's any way we can improve it, we definitely want to. But I think this was a good show talking about fly-in etiquette. I think JL did a fantastic job leading us through this.
Thanks for hanging out with me, guys.
So just remember, if you're in a fly-in, don't be a dick. And definitely remember that the fly-in isn't just for you, it's for everybody out there. So enjoy the people, enjoy the fun, enjoy the vendors, enjoy the flying, and enjoy the community that you are flying in.
Have fun with everyone.
So I think we've kind of wrapped this up
for the night. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, thanks for joining us. This is Wichita Paramotor, Coast to Coast Live. Blue skies, everybody.
Blue skies.